In this video, we're going on to turn 2 of the simulation Somali Pirates from Modern War Magazine #3. This is a game designed by Joseph Miranda. And if you remember from turn 1, the Somalis had the initiative again, and they choose to go first again. And then we have the mutual mobilization phase, which is done secretly. Supposedly, I'm playing solo, so it's not really 100% secret. The coalition decided to mobilize the U.S. Naval Forces Africa. That cost 10 net war points to bring them into the equation. The coalition also spent 10 more points and brought the U.S. Africa Command in, and then spent 10 more points to purchase 4 net war chits to support the operations that are upcoming. The Somalis also spent a lot of net war points to raise troops for their next round of activity. And by the end of this phase, the coalition had 58 points and the Somali pirates had 57. Now I'm going to just show what has happened during the course of turn 2. So the Somali pirate commander decides to launch some more raiding activities along the coast. Those seem to have been going well and raising net war points. I don't have a picture for this specific action, but some attack ships are deployed to the Indian Ocean, Bab el-Mandeb, and the Gulf of Aden. And ground forces also move from the Somaliland faction into the oil country to deal with some of the provisional units there, and then Al-Qaeda moves into Dur. This time the raids on the Indian Ocean don't go so well, and the pirates lose 2 ships to a fiasco result, and I'll have to say the other raids had little effect as well, so that's kind of a turnaround from last time. There was one result in hostages, which did gain the pirates 6 net war points, and the Somaliland ships also launched a raid into Aden West, and they ran into Task Force 151 again, and as a result the raid had no effect. The pirates sometimes seem to cower in the face of the coalition's naval ships. In Bab el-Mandeb, the pirate ships faced another task force, Task Force 150, and some multinationals, but the result was no effect from this raid as well. Next, as you can see in the picture, we're going to take a look at some ground efforts. This picture shows a Somaliland technical unit attacking the 3rd Provisional Brigade at the oil wells in Nojal. You can see that the attack is low odds, and the pirate forces are repulsed, this time with a military disaster. So this nets the coalition 1 net war point. In this next picture, you can see Al-Qaeda units at Dur using asymmetrical warfare, this time against coalition units. You can see the area is rough terrain, but it will have no effect because it's asymmetrical warfare. The Al-Qaeda player decides to spend an ISR chit to attempt a spectacular terrorist attack. However, the coalition has a Black Ops chit, so they play that and it negates the ISR play. And that puts a complete end to that terrorist plot. So you can see the turn didn't go so well for the Somali pirates. They did gain 6 points, and the coalition only gained 1 in the net war. But they lost 7 points worth of units in cost to rebuild them, and now it's still the coalition's turn. So we'll see how that goes. So the coalition decides to make a little bit of an effort here to gain control of the Mogadishu airport. And you can see this in the picture. Special forces units are sent from the Diego Garcia base And you can also see in the picture they're light blue that these units are airmobile and have the range to get to Mogadishu. And then from the south in Kismayo, the African Union sends a heavy and a light unit to join in this attack. The Joint Special Operations Task Force can cooperate freely, so I don't have to spend a joint operations chit to do this. So that's one of their special abilities. The 75th Ranger and Task Force A Special Forces are going to lead this attack. It's going to be a kinetic attack using the kinetic combat results table. And this time we get an effective action. So one of the pirate infantry formations is destroyed, and the other one retreats underground, and the coalition gains a net war point. The next action is a carrier strike carried out against the pirate forces in central Mogadishu. There's a warlord in the city, so he is going to double the heavy unit strength, but the result of the combat was an indecisive action. Then also in Mogadishu Harbor, the pirate ships, the pirates have ships that are underground. So I used a CIA unit to try to flush them out of hiding using a counterinsurgency mission, but this didn't work. It was ineffective, and I just got no result out of it. Next, the United States Naval Forces Africa makes what appears to be an unopposed landing in the urban area of Zaradir, and there is no fighting there. Meanwhile, naval patrols are working in various Indian Ocean zones to prevent some of the raiding, and then a carrier airstrike is launched against Isle, and it results in a disaster. So that didn't go well. Several air units were damaged, and the pirates gained a significant bonus in net war points. And then the pirates then expended an info war chit, which doubled their net war points from that battle to 16 points. That was pretty costly. I don't have a picture of that one either. The 101 and the 12th Hilo transports land at Bargal. That's an urban area with a port, and the landing seems to be unopposed, and that's because the units there are underground, so they're not observed. Then in this next picture, you can see the Combined Joint Task Force Horn of Africa is launching a kinetic attack against the pirate base at Berbera. And this turns out to be a very effective action. The base and the infantry are both destroyed, and the coalition adds 5 net war points. So you got to realize the net war points gained in this, are obviously of value, but these destroyed units have to be rebuilt and are going to cost the pirates net war points. So that's a hidden way that you're really getting ahead on these points. So then the coalition's going to add points for control of areas, and that's going to raise the coalition's total net war points to 93 at this time. The pirates also have a few areas under their control, and they're able to raise their net war index to 87. So for the first time in the game, the coalition actually is ahead in net war points and will likely have initiative next turn. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to see what happens on turn 3, stay tuned for another episode. Have a great day.